Chapter 9. I'm crying because I love you. When I finally forgave my old friend, released the hold he had on my heart, the anger that was holding us back, when I did that, all of the memories came rushing in, making a river of peace in my mind. I did not get upset anymore, and I knew what I wanted and who I wanted. I knew the kind of love we could build. I knew the kind of love we had. I knew that he was the one for me. I knew that he would work forever to make me happy. I knew that I would have not have to beg for a hug. I knew that he would plan family fun days. I knew that he would do all the husband stuff and like then he would add his friendship, a friendship only he could give. There is only one person on the planet Earth that could give me that hug that feels like a warm blanket of familiar. I know that I get older and my mind slips away, and I know that he will know how to calm my storm. He always lit. He's always. He always lived my. He lived my childhood with me. He'll be able to help me with all the joyous memories. He will help be able to keep all the joyous memories alive, help me dig a big hole for all the bad ones. And I want to stare at his baby face forever. He did not mean to be, he never meant to hurt. We never meant to hurt each other, but we did. This happens when hurt people are trying to love each other. It's hard to see when your eyes always have tears in them. I could I could not cry anymore. I want his memory to wash over me just like when we were at the lake under the moon, when we were hugging and humming the melody of the notebook. We were in so much love with each other, just like Allie and Noah. He was my first love. He tickled me until I cried, and he knew that I was not sleeping at home. He would sit his body against the wall, and we would doze off like an old married couple. It was cute, and as soon as it got quiet, the melody got me to calm down. I would fall asleep, time repeatedly. Those memories are all that matters. When you lived in a life in the war is hard. When you're unable to sleep at home, school suffers. You do not care about anything but broken heart at that age. My old friend was a warm person with a really good CD case. I loved it and we would get lost in it. And one time we likely just combined ours. It was easier than having to spread them out. When I stand in the kitchen alone washing dishes, I think about that boy that was so sweet to me. What that boy would be like as a real husband. My old friend and I, would never what my old friend and I, although would love a long dating period, we will not. We cannot. We know each other for like 26 years, and I do not want to waste any more days. We waited long enough. We will date when we are roommates together, and I'll wash you dry. I'll wash you dry. I wanted to wake up and he was there. I wanted to hear laughing in the next room. I wanted him staring at me. If he was staring at me, I could stare at him. I just want us to finally get to be together. It has been a long journey to the mountain I want to be on top of. I I am almost there and I cannot wait. He is going to get so good at making me eggs. I cannot wait. Learning how I like my coffee, then crawling up into bed while I drink it, giving me the top three things that we are doing today. We have fun to have. Are we are missed so many years when that we will do all those things we almost did not get to. Time and again I face death in the face. My old friend is the same way. I have a feeling that we are being saved for each other. I do not want to hoe no mo. Never been a hoe. Ugh, no. Even though I was too scared to even hoe a little bit. Facts. If my old friend would have talked to me, I would have fallen for him. We would have lived happily ever after. We let the demons in and the self doubt demon. That is shame. The love we had for each other all those years ago, the love would have grown. If I if I did get pregnant and have to raise a child at 17, I would have had a lot harder journey. We were not ready. That child would be entering high school this year. And I think that in any world we would have figured it out. We would have had good love. If we had a problem, we would have found a solution. I did not know if I was pregnant. I was ignoring the problem until the problem went away. There was not a problem, except there likely was. If I did not recognize the problem, it did not exist. However, if I went to my old friend and said, "Can we talk?" then we would have been super relieved that I was asking him to talk. We would find a shady tree to talk. I wiped my 2 day makeup. I wiped my 2 day makeup and I had been crying all day working up the nerve to talk to him. He sits and pulls on the grass to move his hands to release his nervous energy. Then he just stares at me with his scared face. "What do you want to talk about?" "What the beep do you think I want to talk about, buddy?" And he's like, "Beep." I have thought about how I have thought about how would my old friend react to the news that he was going to be a dad at 17. In every scenario, he was wonderful. And after I would tell him that I was missing my period, he would have known that I am about to lose it crying. He would have pulled me in and whispered, "No feelings, kid." I would melt into a big ball of emotion. He would tell me that it would be all right. He would have went to his family. I have no family. They would have helped us raise the teenage baby, and my old friend would have been a proud dad at 17 or not. We likely would have just got we likely would have just got our shit together for our baby. We would not have kid. We would not want our kids to have the life that we had, 17 or not. We would be okay. We had love and trust for each other, and if I was pregnant, Miss Scarlet would have just been a memory of a pain in my ass. My old friend would have been waking me up every day. Then we would be done raising kids to travel. Any world, we would be right here, right where we are at, on the brink of a lot of fun together. And although we did not have a child together, we had children. Now that we are older and calmer and we can see clearly what peace looks like, it's so close to that it's so close that we both can taste it. Months in deep reflection, I know without certainty that he's the love of my life and the first love of my life. Do we know this? I love my blind admiration for a boy who's blown me off. It's so funny. He was doing other stuff that made me want to do this. Even if even if we are pain even if our pain kept us away, we can use the story as a lesson. Being a young person is scary. Being a young person in the middle of the wildfire of addiction, love sometimes is not enough to cure somebody. We do not know if our addiction would hurt our relationship at a young age. We were wild in love. Was also the intense love was also an intense outburst. The hurt that I have is not caused by him. I likely would have healed sooner. My old friend and I could not control our tornadoes. The years apart, we have grown, experienced a lot. It's an exciting moment in my life when I get to learn that I know my love. It was hard. Let me hear your love. I want to hear the good. I do not want to walk in the pain anymore. It is released. Now let's plan on life together. Let's see what we can manifest. We got the one thing that was burning the pages of our dream journal. Now, what's next? One thing down? Next. We really are something together. When the world sees what we did with our pretend love story, it's gonna be amazing. This is my homie forever. Homie for life. Even and the thing is even though we aren't together, I still loved him this much and I still do. And I also love his homie, and then I love his other homie, and they're all my old friends, and I love them all the same. So I'm just going to love them differently. I have multiple personalities, and each of them has their own Stacy. Now I'm all Stacy's.